On today's video, we'll be doing a walkthrough of our Coleman 13R, as well as talking about some positives and negatives about it.
In a month, my wife and I are packing up all our stuff and moving into this Coleman 13R camper to travel and live in full time. It's a fully electric camper weighing in at 2,500 pounds. I'm building this setup to be functional and comfortable at the same time. I think with the wagon combo and the caravan, we have reached a good balancing point between those two.
This is a single axle, lightweight camper weighing in at 2,500 pounds dry weight. We have our setup like this. We have 200-watt solar panel. We have our bikes up front here, mud flaps, power running into this cubby. This thing is pretty cool. One key fits both the door and this cubby, locks fully sealed up, and then it's got a magnet, helps it stay open. This goes underneath to your water tank and storage area. There's our Blue Eddy charging up. Out front here, we have this little step. Classic, just folds and unfolds. On the back, we have some 215, 75, 14s. They don't give you a spare with this model, so that kind of sucks. It does have the metal wheel arches, so that's cool. On the back, I did some mud flaps for it. Right there, 2 jacks. These things are held on by looks like 2 screws and a couple welds, so we'll see how it holds up, but I don't know, could have been done a little bit better. It does have options for a reverse camera and a ladder to the roof, fully walkable roof, which is really cool. Gray and black water dump. This is where your outlet to plug in goes. I moved mine inside so it could just plug into that battery box. Water heater, outside window, AC, vent. This goes to your water tank. This one goes to water hookup at a campsite. It also doesn't come with this wheel. You have to buy a wheel, which is kind of interesting. They just left it a post, so I don't know, could be better. It is pre-wired for solar up underneath it, so that's pretty cool. So welcome to the inside of the Coleman. This door is a 2-piece door, clicks into place right there. Full-size bed. We built this extra cabinet here for closet space, upright shelf, AC, fridge. This spot right here changes from fireplace to AC, just like that. So pretty simple. Up here we have a microwave, cabinet, overhead light, as well as fan. Greystone induction cooker. You have to use like magnetic pans to use this. Not sure if I like it yet or not, but it does work really well. Sink. These drawers do feel pretty sturdy and they lock into place pretty good. Underneath this cabinet, they used to have this space all covered up by a board, but kind of didn't see the point of that, so for more storage I took that out. Now I have access to all this plumbing stuff too, which is nice. One interesting thing is that all these appliances are just like plugged into the wall, so I feel like they would be pretty easy to replace in the event of failure. so that's pretty cool. You do have a bunch of click-on lights. Honestly, I feel like maybe too many for this little camper, but better to have a lot than a little. These windows are super easy open. You got one giant window on this side with the screen, which is really cool, and these pull down shades work great. This window over here, I believe, is opaque, so you can't really see through it even if the blind isn't down and the lights are on. I do really like these little lights. So right here you have your water pump exterior light, which is pretty cool. It's up underneath the awning, and then your awning extension button and return button. Here we have the fireplace. Like I said, you have to flip this switch to fireplace and then this will work, but right now this won't work because that is off. We'll have Savannah's sewing area over here. It did come with stools, but we're replacing those. We'll be building a little cubby right here that goes up under the bed. This is also an interesting thing. They like chop the bed out into an interesting shape, so if you replace this mattress, like, it's gonna overhang like this, which I don't really like that. I wish they'd built this out, because honestly it doesn't take up that much foot room. And then also lifting to access all this storage under the bed with a real mattress, I feel like is going to be quite the pain. So we'll see if we really like that or not. I don't know. Yeah. We've all been waiting for the bathroom. We did end up choosing this camper because it has a toilet, separate toilet and shower combo. A lot of these little campers, they'll have the toilet sitting in the shower, which I was just like, I don't want that. That's crazy. So it does feel better to have the separate toilet and shower. Like, when I got it from Camping World, this fan that opens up in the bathroom, which is sick. It's just a little vent. It doesn't even have a fan in it. This was like all popped out, and I had to add some screws to like get it to fit and work. But pretty sick little shower, toilet with a pedal fill and then pedal flush. So that's pretty cool. Here's kind of a POV look around the camper. This is our 2001 Toyota Sequoia. 265/70 17s. ARB bull bar off a 2015 Tacoma. Chevy towing mirrors. These are pretty sick. They did take some customizing to make them fit. Pretty slick little interior. Saudi spec stripes. This is our 200 watt Blue Eddy solar panel. Just plug and play. Plugs into here. This thing is charging at 130 watts. It's 85%. Hopefully that'll be able to keep it charged up, but we'll see. Do have a little interior light in here, which is pretty nice. And then your water tank is back there, along with all your plumbing underneath, which another negative, the plumbing and wiring in this thing is just, it looks insane. It's like they jumbled up a bunch of wires and they left a bunch of wires in here, but whatever, dude, we'll take care of it. Other than that, man, I am freaking pumped with this thing. I think it's gonna be the perfect lightweight camper, light enough that our 2001 Sequoia with the 4.7 V8 can tow it pretty good. It does affect the gas mileage quite a bit because of how tall and wide it is, but because of how tall and wide it is, it just feels like a palace in here. I'm 5'7", so it feels a little bit bigger than me, but I feel like these ceilings are like 6 foot, so even if you're a tall homie, you'll be all right. Are you liking our new camper?
I love the new camper.
Sick. With these two windows situated right here is the amount of light it lets in, so it does feel pretty comfy, especially with the door open. Another thing I wish they had done is add a window into this door, because look, when you do close the door all the way, it takes away a lot of that natural light. So, bummer, but we'll keep the door open. Just keep the screen, because like right when you pop this little guy open, ton more light. Overall, stoked with it. Let me know what you guys want to know.
The next day, we decided to go on a little camping trip, but not everything went to plan.
A little camping trip in the Sequoia, bare bones, no caravan this time. Step one, let's go get some s'more stuff. We're in a fire ban in Colorado right now, so we'll have to do it over the jet boil, but still stoked to get a sweet treat tonight. Got our s'more stuff. Looks like maybe a giant storm rolling in, so let's get after it. Been super stoked with our scan gauge 2.
This scan gauge mount was built by Reload Off-Road, and it's very essential, as you'll see in the next few minutes.
We've had a ton of super rad Toyotas, but I gotta say, I think that the V8 Sequoia is probably one of my favorites. This thing just absolutely eats on the highway, and plenty of space for my wife and I to sleep in the back, and it can tow, so that's pretty awesome. I love how my side, you know, the driver's side, got a couple of things, and then over here where Savannah likes to
The fun zone.
sit, we got all sorts of little creatures hanging out in the corner.
The Bleeze couldn't have prepared us for what happened next. Within moments, we almost lost all of the power in the car.
Our battery might have just died. We're hitting 9 volts. Our battery light just turned on. I'm gonna try to get back to this town that we were just at. I hope that's just the battery and not the alternator. What the fuck? So, well, we're at 10 volts now, but let's check the battery connections. Hopefully it's just that. If not, might need a new battery. I don't know, man.
You just replaced those two.
Battery connections seem pretty. Do we risk it? Well, so much for going camping. I think our alternator is on the way out, and it is 6:30 right now, so no parts stores are open. So looks like we won't be going camping today. Looks like I'll be buying an alternator tomorrow and swapping it out, so hooray. Stay tuned.
Well, that morning I ripped out to O'Reilly's, got a Freshie alternator, and got to work.
Dude, this little bumper is pretty sick to sit on, man.
Yeah.
Did you show Seth?
I think Seth has seen it, right?
You gotta straddle the top bar with your cheeks.
Seth, he wants you to look at him straddling the bumper with his cheeks. He wants you to see him sitting on the bumper that you've already seen.
Well, of course, wouldn't be an easy job. Our alternator connector piece is just like super brittle and broke off, so gotta go get another one of these and wire it in, plug this in, and then we can install the Freshie. Our alternator connector shattered, so apparently from left to right it is yellow, then black red, and then yellow red. So alternator all wired up, Freshie Power steering pump back in, tighten down, belt back on, tighten down, vacuum hoses. Let's get the airbox installed and then crank it over, see what happens. Well, she's running and idling at 14 volts, so I think it's fixed, hopefully. By the time we hit the road, everything on this truck is gonna be new. God, done everything on this thing. I've also been loving this drawer setup with our slide out drawer. Got all my tools right here. Battery. Got a battery charger up front.
Well, since everything didn't go to plan, I installed the alternator and then got to work on another project that needed to be done.
Well, I guess since the truck's running, but it's already noon, so going out to camping is kind of useless. Plus, this is a project I need to do anyway, because we got less than a month. Let's build some custom cabinets for our 13R.
This cabinet was definitely a budget build. Just used some leftover wood from a homie's project. Got it for free. Cut out a piece right here, measured it up, and started building the base. Built the front, and of course there's going to be a door in here. Chopped the door out, attached it, and put a little shelf. Spent the next little bit filling in all the imperfections, sanding it down, and then putting a couple coats of acrylic paint on it. Super stoked with how this thing turned out. The wife's gonna be super happy with having the extra storage space. So yeah.
Cozy in
So after all that work, this is how the rig is sitting right now. ARB bull bar, DIY, Rock Tamer mud flaps, Silverado tow mirrors. We are getting a roof rack here soon for our awning and all that. Got a backup camera, essential for hitching this thing up without having the wife get out and tell me when it's lined up. Taking the camper out on just a little trip. Just to test out the airbags and all the suspension.
Going up a super steep hill. Looks like our transmission temp is at 204 and water temp is at 216. We are towing up a pretty gnarly incline. Second gear. I don't have overdrive off, but probably pop into low right here.
I was nervous to tow this thing home from Denver, but the Sequoia did a great job, and overall, it's way slower, but it gets the job done.
215 at the top of the hill, 212. Alright, now we're hitting the dirt. See how she rides in the dirt.
With the airbags in the rear and the Dobinson suspension going to town, this thing rides great on these dusty, corrugated Forest Service roads. Rides quiet. The only thing I did notice was that our plug for the lights and the trailer brakes was a little bit loose, so I'll look into getting that all tightened up. That way we have lights and brakes working. Cannot stress how important it is to have these towing mirrors. This thing is ultra wide. It's almost a foot wider than the truck on either side. These things definitely make it easier to see and safe to drive. Took her up a couple of off-camber sections and it did great. Definitely feels a lot sturdier than I thought it would. But yeah, here it is all set up with the power awning out, and I've just been taking this thing out on little day trips, trying to get used to towing it, because in a month I'll be towing it all over the country. So I want to feel like I know the truck and I know the caravan and I know it inside and out and how it feels when it's driving down the road and when something's wrong. But yeah, stay tuned. Overall, I think this is a great beginner caravan to get into, and very stoked to travel the country with my wife and go on a bunch of rad adventures. Like, follow, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.